What's up, YouTube? This is DBC49 bringing you a really fun deck known as Gem Knights. They've recently got support from Clash of Rebellions, and they're actually pretty competitive and super fun to play. So, without any further ado, let's get on to the deck. First off, you're on Triple Obsidian. He's one of the biggest combo makers of this deck. When he's sent from the hand to your graveyard, you get special summon one normal Gem Knight monster from your graveyard. So it helps you fusion summon more, make fusions more valid, I guess you could say. Next, you run triple Gem Knight Lazuli, probably the most important of the Gem Knights. When this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to add one normal Gem Knight monster from your graveyard and add to your hand, so it makes more combos. Next, you run triple Gem Armadillo. He searches a Gem Knight monster, level 4 or less, I believe, from your deck to your hand. Biggest problem with this card though is that he's a gem armadillo, so the only card you can go into when you fuse with him is the stone guy. But I'll get to that later. Then you run one amber. Before I get on to the Gemini stuff, some people run the Gemini engine. I personally don't like that because you can't really go into your other fusion monsters, which are pretty important to the deck. So I only run one Amber, and you usually OTK with the deck, so you never go to summon like double. You never go to double normal summon one card. So yeah. Next you run triple Tourmaline, I believe that's what you say. He's the Thunder one. Then you run triple Garnet, Fire one, Big Beater, level 4. And then you run the double Sapphire, and then the double Lapis. For more of the monsters, you run double Crystal Rose. Pretty OP card. You could once per turn you could send one Gem Knight monster from your deck to the grave. It gains the effect and the name or whatever. And if it's in your graveyard, you get to banish a fusion monster from your graveyard and special summon this card. And so it helps you make more plays, pretty much. It makes the deck more consistent and whatnot. And then you run the one Rescue Rabbit because you run a lot of normal monsters, so it makes more plays. Okay, so onto the spells. You run triple absorb fusion. Pretty much searches anything in the deck besides gem or what's it called? Brilliant fusion. Searches a gem card and adds it to your hand. And then also for the second effect, which no one uses, you get to fusion summon stuff from your hand or your side of the field. But those cards get banished, and you don't want that. You want your cards to be in the grave. So pretty much this card just searches. This is one of the new cards that came out of the set that made this deck more fast. Next, you run triple Gem Knight Fusion, the heart of the deck. Pretty much you just keep fusion spamming. It's polymerization for them. Also, you get to banish a Gem Knight monster from your graveyard to add this card to your hand. So you get the idea. You just keep recycling, you just keep fusion summoning, and then just go for game. Next, you run triple Brilliant Fusion. The best way to explain it is it's a future fusion for them. But however, the monster's fusion summon has 0 attack and 0 defense. In order for you to have its original stats back, you have to discard a spell card from your hand. So you usually discard Gem Knight Fusion right here, and you just recycle it back so you get the attack. So that's pretty OP. Next, you run triple Upstart to speed through the deck. Double Unexpected Die. Well, in your first turn, usually have no monsters on your side of the field, so you just special summon a normal monster from your deck. And the next, you run one Dark Hole, clear board, go for game. And then last for your traps, you have double roll decree. Okay, so next for your side, pretty generic stuff. You have no effect monster negation stuff, so you have double effect Veiler, the Retaliating Sea, triple artifact Lancia because you can't run an Imperial Iron Wall. This does the job. Double Light Mirror, double Mind Crush, double Mirror Force, and triple Fairy One. Next for the extra deck, the most fun part of the deck, you run triple Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. Really OP card. Not only does it's a huge beat stick, but you get to tribute a Gem Knight monster from your side of the field to special summon any fusion Gem Knight card from your extra deck, ignoring special summoning condition. So that's really OP. Next you run double Lapis Lazuli. pretty much you get to send any Gem Knight card from your deck or your extra deck to your graveyard, and for each special summon monster on the board, your opponent loses 500 attack. However, this card can only be special summoned once that turn, and usually you send the Lazuli from your deck to the grave, so you get to add a normal monster, and then you sack this card using this card's effect to get out this guy right here, Gem Knight Master Diamond. Um, so the idea is to burn your opponent for game, and so this guy can do that as well. Because when once per turn, you get to banish a Gem Knight fusion level 7 or lower from your graveyard, and it gains the effect, and it gains 300 attack for or gains 100 attack for each Gem Knight monster in your graveyard. And so you could banish her and use the effect to burn more, or you can send this card right here, Topaz. Um, Topaz's effect is he can attack twice, and the monster that it destroys, your opponent loses the original attack for that, and you use them to fusion summon into with the Tourmaline guy. And next you run the two Gem Knight Zirconia. The generic one, you get to pretty much use the Gem Knight Armadillo or Crystal Rose to like summon him. And I mean, like whenever they can't Fiendish Chain him, so whenever they do Fiendish Chain one of your monsters besides this card, like you can just go into him with that card. So next you run Gem Knight, Seraph. Pretty much you get to do additional normal summon. Then you have the Amethyst. This is like the giant Trunade, and when it leaves the field. Next you run one Prism Aura. Pretty much you could discard one gem card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. And then you run one Ruby. You get to tribute one Gem Knight monster inside the field. It gains the attack and it pierces, so pretty much you can go for game. And then last you run Gem Knight Citrine. He's a Armades for the deck, pretty much. So yeah, YouTube. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please post them below to give your ideas on how to improve this deck. Also hit the like button and please subscribe. Check out my other videos. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day.